A lot of stuff happened for a 7-3 football game.
Yeah, so if you're not watching Jimmy Johnson, we're glad to have you here with us for the halftime show. But
you opted for more quality here at halftime.
Did you? I don't know yet.
Well, Donovan said for us to show off our nuts, but we're not going to do that. Even though we probably could and not get in trouble, we're going to spare you that.
True. Yeah, it's a weird first half. I mentioned that, and the turnovers that thwarted what feels like should be, at the minimum, maybe a 14-3 type game. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's right there at the one in just the dumbest rule perhaps in football, where if you fumble and instead of it going out, if it had gone out in front of the pylon, Cowboys retain possession right there at the goal line.
Well, he should have had the presence of mind to fumble at the one. It's such a bad rule.
What are you going to do? So he fumbles it through the side of the end zone, touchback, Lions get the ball, but it's been weird because the Lions have had the ball for a lot, part of that being the 92-yard touchdown, that quick strike on that, but man, it's been a weird first half.
It really has. Luckily, Dallas, I mean, the Dak interception was not good.
No, that was a horrible choice.
Melifonwu just read it the whole way. It was a bad throw. One of the few bad interceptions you've seen from Dak this season.
Very much so.
Then you have the fumble, but luckily those turnovers haven't cost you any points. I mean, that's been a huge part of this whole thing. And really, I mean, Dallas should be up 21-3.
Yeah, it feels that way. The fake punt, of course, which was a brilliant call by Detroit, and it looked like they were going to go down and maybe take the lead. And then Dallas has the goal line stand. Micah Parsons gets the pressure. It's the incompletion when they go for it on 4th and goal. But, man, you look at this, it's kind of what we figured because Detroit has a very good run defense.
Yep.
And Tony Pollard, aside from, I think he has one 7-yard run and one 8-yard run. So that means his other 5 carries have gone for a yard. Dallas has 8 for 19 on the ground, but Dak has 211 yards passing in the first half.
Yeah, this is going to be a pass game if they're going to – I mean, obviously CD's incredible play is one thing, but it's good to see Brandon Cooks catch a few big passes. It's good to see them targeting Ferguson in the middle of the field. One he probably should have caught. Another one was a little high on a pressure throw. I mean, this run game is what it is. Hopefully Pollard can do something in the second half, but – Rico Dowdle's out this week. I think we saw Deuce Vaughn on the field for
one carry.
A few plays. So, look, Dak and CD and Ferguson are going to have to carry this offense in the second half. Luckily, the defense has made enough plays, and the thing you worry about is Detroit just running the ball up the middle with Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery. And luckily, Dallas has a lead because if Detroit led this game by a score or two, they could really lean into the ground game because Detroit's offensive line is one of the better ones we're going to see this season. And so far in the first half, there's not a lot to show you that Dallas is going to be able to bottle up the run consistently. Now, there's been a few plays on short yardage where Fowler shot a gap. I think Tank Lawrence made a really good play. They've blown up a few run plays, but I don't think you can depend on that happening in the second half.
Yeah, and they've got 5 tackles for a loss. We have seen Tank has had a couple of those that have been big, that have hurt Detroit. Mike has been all over the field. Jordan Lewis had the great interception. He's been all over the field. But to your point, you look at this, they have 17 carries, the Lions do, for 68 yards, which is 4 per, and Gibbs has a couple, 10-plus. David Montgomery has an 11-yard run. St. Brown had the 11-yard run. So Detroit, when they have been able to focus on moving the ball down the field, they are getting, which is no surprise based on what we've seen the last couple of weeks, this Dallas run defense, and you wouldn't have thought Hankins would be missed that badly, but, man, it just seems without him in there, it's do whatever you want, running the football up the middle of the field against the Cowboys.
Well, he got hurt late last season, and it was very noticeable when he wasn't in there. And I do think that defensively, though, Dallas is doing a good job of pressuring Goff. In general, the Detroit offensive line has been very good, especially his left side. Penei Sewell is maybe, I don't know, top 3 left tackle right now.
He's pretty good, man.
But the fact that they've been able to pressure Goff is a good sign. They've made him rush a few throws. There was one down inside the red zone that if he just takes an extra second, he probably hits Laporta for a touchdown. Instead, Micah just completely destroyed the left guard on that play.
That was awesome.
Just broke his ankles. And it's good to see Micah still being moved around quite a bit, but if you can keep Goff off his spot, I think that's going to portend good things because, in general, this season he hasn't forced the ball into trouble, but there was a couple of times in the first half because of that pressure he did so. So maybe that's the secret to winning the second half and winning this game and going 8-0 at home.
Yeah, and the good news, the Cowboys getting the ball back to start the second half, and again, they've been able to move the ball down the field. If CD doesn't fumble, we're talking about a different game here. If Dak doesn't throw just a horrendous decision on the pass we talked about. It easily could be 21-3. It's 7-3, but if they can score and get it 14-3 early in the third quarter, then it plays back into what you're talking about. It's going to force Jared Goff to have to do this thing. He has not been good in the first half. 7 of 15. They're only 2 of 8 on third down. If they get this first drive and get points on it to the point where it is 14-3, I think it's really going to make things difficult for Detroit.
Both these teams still have something to play for, too. I mean, Dallas obviously can move up. You got to have help this weekend against, the Cardinals this weekend or the Giants next weekend. I mean, best of luck there.
Hey, you never
Detroit,
know.
I mean,
could happen.
They're 11-4 along with Philly and San Francisco, so they're going to have a level of desperation. This has been an entertaining game. I think a lot of us thought there would be a ton of points, and there's been opportunities for points. They just haven't happened yet. So if you took the over tonight, that's a tough one because I probably would have taken it too. So be sure to tune in for postgame. I'll be hanging out with Matt and Donnie deep into the night. So Saturday night, plenty of drinks
Saturday night
flowing.
party. Why not?
Give Joe a call. Give us your HSOs and enjoy the second half. And congratulations, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, we miss you.
Way to go. All right, guys.
All right, love you too. Okay, bye.